We're always bringing the coolest artists on the takeover, and today's no different. Dark from Day One is a cinematic rock metal band from Central Arkansas. Since their formation in 2006, the five-piece outfit have amassed tens of thousands of views on YouTube. They played over 5,000 gigs, and they just dropped their latest single and a lyric video as well for the song Prisoners. We're stoked to have guitarist Natal Johns with us, a.k.a. Redbeard. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Much appreciated.
Yeah, well, let's see here. I saw an old Spotify like band bio. So bands evolved. You didn't have a bass
Yes.
player when you did that. So and then John, is he the newest addition? How's this happen?
So John and I have been friends for a very long time, and I mentioned something to him about, hey, man, we really would like you to consider helping us out bass wise. And so he was like, yeah, dude, I'll help you out. You've been my buddy for a while. So, he decided to help us out for a bit, which is really cool. It's definitely a community thing, musician wise in the state of Arkansas, because obviously it's a small place. You know what I mean? You might have one guy that plays in like 15 bands.
Yeah, that's
That's
how it is
just the
around
way it
here. If
is,
you're a drummer around here, you're in like 8 bands because you're in.
right. You
Because
have
I was
no
going to
time to
mention
get
that because
right.
Russell on your Facebook page, you guys say you're from Russellville, Arkansas. It's like the population like 30,000. So yeah, just like you
Right.
said, everybody knows everybody. I mean, Truman lives in Knoxville. Johnny lives in Little Rock. Where are you at?
So I'm actually in Knoxville as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have three different studios. So like I've got a place here, then Rob has one. He's in Maumelle. Okay. And then like John, when he's helping us out, he's in Benton. And then Truman has one. Now he's in Dardanelle. Truman moved to Dardanelle, which is about 35, 40 minutes away from here.
Okay. So you're all
Yeah.
pretty close anyway.
Yeah, we're all pretty close. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you started this band, right?
I did. Yep.
So,
Back in 2006.
because were you in other bands
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, I was in other bands. Years ago, my early skateboarding days, I started a band called Sela. And then after that, I was in a band called Slip and Fall. And then basically had a band called First Place for a period of time. We started getting, a little bit of recognition, things of that going, but everybody had different things that they wanted to do. So I finally decided, okay, I'm going to start Dark from Day One. And, it's kind of interesting how it all came about. But yeah, we have went through member changes, throughout time, but things really got started rolling. I would say 2011, we started getting a lot of label attention. Had a manager that really seemed to help us out a lot. Like one of our songs got to make it on the extra points for oh gosh, what was that video game? Good, not Guitar Hero, Rock Band.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So we had a single on Rock Band.
Nice.
So yeah,
I used to
and
listen to you.
extensive touring and things of that nature. We signed a global distribution deal with Universal Music Group in 2011. Hit the road, did all the stuff, and then a couple of years later, the economy kind of went. So guarantees were a little less. It made it a little more challenging, but I think at that point in time, too, some of those guys had other things they wanted to do on their agenda. But now the group, like the core group of everybody, has been with it for. I think Truman's the newest, technically the newest member, and Truman's been with it for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. Wow.
yeah.
Well, then maybe that's why. Well, we'll talk about some of the earlier stuff. But you produced and directed Giants.
Actually, that was Rob. Rob, the other guitarist, he produced and directed Giants. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was him. And it
Were you
might have said
playing bass?
that
In,
there's no telling.
but
I was playing guitar. Yeah,
were
I
you
was playing
playing bass
guitar.
in the How
hmm
Could I video?
No, actually, so at that point in time, I think that Rob tracked the bass.
Okay.
We did not have a bass player at that time. Yep.
Yeah, because I couldn't
So
really tell who's in the video because you don't really get to see them.
I know that's true, man. Yeah.
all
Yeah,
that
I think
too well. I was like, is that Redbeard? I can't tell if his beard's red or
yeah,
not.
yeah, because it's black and white, so you have to guess. But
Exactly.
yeah, so that one we actually had a buddy of ours, Devin Castle, filmed and produced the "How Could I" video.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of his idea.
Yeah, go
So
and check them out. You go to YouTube, see all their videos. It's Dark
yeah,
from Day One. They're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Their new single and lyric video for Prisoners is out now. I saw some old ass video. It was like 6 years ago where I don't know if it was you or somebody else said, well, we were dark from day one. Now we're from day one. So were we having problems with our name, or was somebody typing it, or what?
that's funny. That's a good question, man. So actually, what transpired at that time is our management suggested like a lot of radio stations were more apprehensive to play us because they thought that we were like extreme brutal death metal. And so like your rock formatted was like, oh man, these guys are going to be way too, heavy for our format. And our manager was like, why don't you just drop the dark and change it from day one? And so for a little while, we went to the from day one thing. And, it was okay, but it still lost what I had started it to be. You know what I mean, really, it's harder to come up with a band name than it is the music. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that's funny that
yeah.
the dark alone made you guys too pissed
Yeah.
radio. That's
That's it, man. Yeah, they just thought, oh God, these guys are some kind of brutal death metal, and so program directors wouldn't even, I guess, take a second glance at that point in time. So
well,
now it might be different.
I think it was a picture of you. I went to Aftershock last year. Did you play at Aftershock, or did you guys play at Aftershock, or what was that?
No, we've done Rocklahoma a couple times. Yeah, we've done Rocklahoma. What are you saying? Like a venue aftershock,
Maybe
like
it was a
club?
venue or something. It was like I
Okay,
think it's a picture of you without. I think you just had barely a beard. It was
okay.
years ago, and it was like right after I played Aftershock, and I was like, "Huh, I wonder if that was the festival."
Yeah. No, so we haven't done Aftershock Festival. We've done a lot of Edge Fest festivals and we've done Rocklahoma. But as far as the Aftershock Festival, we haven't. Now we've played a couple different venues named Club Aftershock. I know there
Maybe
was
that
one
was
in
it.
Kansas City. Yeah. Yeah, I know there was one there and I think a few other states. I think we've hit every state except Alaska and Hawaii.
Oh, you guys have
Um,
been to Wyoming?
yeah, yeah, we've been to Cheyenne, Laramie, and there was one other place, man. Yep, 2000. It would have been 2013. Yeah.
Wow. Well, now
Yeah.
you don't look that old, but the tattoo on your arm, like your son
Uh-huh.
and daughter did it, or tell us the story about this sword that you got.
Yeah, absolutely. So this right here, my daughter Aurelia and her husband own a tattoo shop, and so my thought process too was like I can be my daughter's refrigerator. Like when kids are little, they're like, hey, dad, I made you a picture or whatever. But they're both extremely talented. And, I was really excited because this piece right here was actually the first piece that her and him both did collectively together. Yep. Everything else she has done pretty much throughout, and I still have a lot more to go, but at least I got a good start on it.
Yeah. Wow. How long did that take them?
So this piece was, I think, 6 hours, and I've still got to go back and I've got to do like some of the coloring. There'll be some blues and purples and stuff, which is kind of crazy because a lot of times there are all these other colors that are in it that people don't necessarily realize, that kind of gives it that definition or whatever. So I can't wait. I think I've got 2 more weeks and then I'll go back.
Nice. Are they
Yeah.
close to you? Are they around the area?
Yeah, yeah, they're very close. So their tattoo shop is in Russellville, Arkansas, which is only about 20 minutes away from Knoxville. So yeah, and I'm super proud for her. They're expecting a baby. This will be her first baby. So, then I'll become Papa John Redbeard, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about the beard here. I mean, is this your natural color? What are you doing?
I came out of the womb this way. No,
I think so.
no. So I have a beard titian. I actually have a beardtician, is what I call her. So once a month, she'll do this color for me. So years ago, one of our old band managers, I had really long ass dreads, man. And our band manager was like, all right, everybody do something different. I was like, what if I shave my head, grow my beard out, and dye it red? And they're like, yeah, do that. And so it just kind of stuck, you know? So now when I go there, you know, and of course the fan base, you know, they know, well, there's Redbeard or whatever, you know, from Dark from Day One. Now I have done it like blue for Autism Awareness Month, and I did it pink for breast cancer awareness in October, you know, like a couple different tours. But other than that, man, it's pretty much red. It's not quite this bright a red when I don't dye it, but it is red.
It's very red, as you can tell. Seeing the video. Dark from Day One. Go check them out. They're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Their new single and lyric video for Prisoners is out right now. Well, you guys played a show in September at like Front Street Grill. It said you were doing 3 hours of music, songs from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and even some pop punk. What are we covering here?
So we'll cover everything from like Alice in Chains to Blink 182 to Journey to Metallica to pretty much the pop punk stuff. I think was Blink 182, Good Charlotte. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some of the other bands. I'm gonna have to cheat and look over there. A Fat Lip by Sum 41. You know. We're able to do a lot of stuff. And what we've recently decided we're going to do is on Tuesday nights, we're going to do acoustic Tuesday nights with Dark from Day One. And so Truman, the singer, his background is very much in the acoustic realm. You know what I mean? Really cool story how I met Truman, an ex-girlfriend of mine. She was booking shows. And at that time, our vocalist had stepped down. And so I was looking for somebody, and she had a friend of ours call and say, hey, I think I found, you know, your next vocalist. So I go out, here's this dude, like picture kind of a farm type of area or whatever, but there's a big ass stage, like out in the middle of a field. And here's this dude playing Toxicity by System of a Down on acoustic guitar. I was like, that is the dude right there. So I said, hey man, how would you like to have 4 more brothers? And he said, absolutely. And the rest is history.
Wow. So he wasn't even in a band when you found him.
No, he wasn't in a band. Yeah.
He's got a unique voice. I mean, you probably thought, holy shit.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah, I was like, this dude is amazing, you know, and just like hearing him do his cover of Toxicity by System of a Down, and he had a certain vocal tone and quality, you know, it was authentic, and I was like, man, this is the dude, you know. So fortunately he decided to play music with us, and his biggest influence is actually like Breaking Benjamin. So
yeah, I saw him. He was doing, if you go to their YouTube page, he has a cover of an Evanescence song even. I was and he just crushes it. So yeah, and
thanks, man.
So on their YouTube page. The logo, this 25 with the eagle, what does this mean?
Okay, so basically, since Dark from Day One went through several incarnations, we decided, what if we do not just a regular phoenix, but it's like the ice phoenix? And so, you know, it rises from the ashes in a sense of, if you think about it, like say if it was to get so cold that it was hot, then you would have this new formation, right? And we've been through several incarnations, so we thought that it was very fitting. We really liked the energy and the idea of, you know what, no matter what we do, beauty will continue to rise from the ashes. You know, there will be more creations. So that was kind of our thought process with that.
Nice, yeah. And you guys have had it for a while, or it's been a staple for quite a while.
Yeah, I think this has been our main staple for quite a while now. And I mean, you know, I loved it enough to get it tattooed twice on me. So I don't know if anybody else will like it, but I like it.
Yeah. So where are you at now? Because you're in, is this your studio or is this your practice room?
So yeah, this is my practice room studio. And so actually years ago when we did the Fire Within record, we recorded in this room. And what was really cool at that time, the vocalist Matt Elliott, he had a really great ear. And so when we signed with Universal, They actually just took what we had, and I think they remastered 2 songs, but the rest of them are like, this is top notch. And so I'll give that as a testament to Matt. You know, I was learning, but he really had a great ear. So when we released that first record, it was predominantly done here, yeah, in this studio.
Wow. Well, that probably answers my question is because why isn't The Fire Within on Spotify? Is it because it's with Matt and not Chris?
No, I think that it actually is on a different Spotify channel. And so, like, whenever we switched, say we went to From Day One or whatever, there was something that happened
Okay.
and we were not able to link the two together. So, the Fire Within record should be on Spotify. Now, I do remember it was probably about a month ago. I think we had received an email on Spotify that said, something like, you've had too many of this or that. So I don't know if they pulled it down, or I really don't know, to be honest with you, man. But
Huh.
I know it was up there for a while.
Yeah. Well, you put out a thing for someone to do the lyric video for Prisoners. So who did it?
Yes. So actually, it was a guy that was recommended. His name is Tyler. If I say his name wrong, I'm sorry. Kobias, but he did a lot of different lyric videos for some artists on Nuclear Blast Records, Prosthetic, and a few others. And we really liked what he did. And we're like, man, this dude, I know he's going to deliver something, fantastic for us. So yeah, it was Tyler Kobias or whatever that won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a great job. So
Thank you. I think so too. Yeah.
so why pavement now? I mean, you've said you've been with Universal, then you guys took a little break, and then now, I mean, is now the time for Dark from day one, or what's going on?
Well, I believe so, man. I think, as time goes on and the musical journey continues, you enter into different airs. So with Universal, it was a distribution deal. And basically, we still did the majority of the promotion. I mean, they helped in certain areas, but then after the contract was done, we didn't necessarily decide to renew. So Pavement, Tim King, the president, like I've had a few conversations with him throughout the last 4 or 5 years or whatever, and finally I was just like, you know what, let's go ahead and give them a shot, because they're not trying to control everything that we do. They're just like, hey, do what you do and let us help push and promote it. So far we've been very thankful and pleased with what they're doing, working with us, man. And they believe in us, they believe in what we're doing. And I believe that they will help push it and take it to the next level as well. So
Well, it's working. You got
that's
over
pretty much it,
50,000
man.
views on Prisoners video.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. And, they've been offering us a few different tour opportunities. We haven't decided to jump on any of them yet. Just the simple fact we really want to have, a whole album of new material. So we're definitely, we're excited, and we're patient though too. Like, we don't want to just put out a bunch of turds like, hey, here's turds. We want to put out stuff, that we truly we believe in and we feel, because we know if we feel it, then everybody else is going to feel it, or at least have the potential to.
Yeah, because who produced Prisoners?
So actually, that was Rob, man. Rob, he has a really great ear too for what he's wanting to do, like sonically, music wise. Him and I, all of those guys, really, we like to have that extra. We call it the little ear candy. Like, say it could be a little synth part that I play, or Rob plays, or Truman, or Johnny, or whoever. And so Rob has been working on that stuff for quite a while, and it came together really quick, man. Like, Prisoners has been one of those songs that it came together in a matter of like a week. Some songs it takes a long time. So yeah, that was really him, man. That
Well,
did the production on it.
it seems like when things
Yeah.
come together faster, it's like it's meant to be, or so sometimes it's even better when it just like falls into your lap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Maybe because you're
you're
not thinking about
absolutely
it.
right. Yep. That's it. Well, and that's what's challenging too, as you write songs and everything, these become your babies and you kind of get attached to them. And so sometimes it's good to step away for a little bit, and then recycle, come back to, okay, this part was really cool on this song. And then, like you said, sometimes, man, it just happens and it's like, that's great. Let's do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, everything that I've heard from you guys is great. So,
I appreciate it.
now the ball's rolling. Like you said, maybe we want a full album before we hit the road. I mean, what's coming up next? Is it going to be a full album?
Yes. So right now our focus is the full album, and then from that we'll hit the road. I'm thinking that we'll probably hit fall. Our goal is to have the album done by this summer. We'll probably release another single. I know we're shooting a music video for Prisoners in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we'll have an official music video for that. I would say, I think the middle or end of May. And the record should be complete, and then hit the road, man. Continue to engage with our audience.
And everybody's on board. They're ready to do it.
I believe so, man. I think that all of us have lives outside of Dark from Day One as well, but I think it's one of those moments in your life to where it's like, dude, let's do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's really do it.
See what happens.
Because it's been a while. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And that's the thing, man. In music nowadays, like, to generate tremendous amounts of revenue, to where you could substantiate regular life or whatever, it's your live shows and your merchandise. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic that people will stream your stuff on, all the platforms. But for the artists themselves, it's really, about the live shows and the merchandise.
Yeah, for sure. You're not making money off streaming, and unless you're Taylor Swift, but
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody else, we got to hit the road and
You got it.
and everything else.
That's right.
Man.
But like what you're doing, man, is extremely implemental and amazing for artists like us, because then there are people that are seeing what you're doing, and you're introducing these new artists to people that might not have heard them before. You know what I mean? You could be the greatest artist in the world, but if nobody knows about you, it's like, how's anything gonna happen in the realm that you want it to?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, and Pavement is great. I love Pavement because, just like you said, they don't care. They're not telling you what your music should sound like. They're promoting you. And
right.
Look what they've done with Plush and a couple other the young bands in the last year or two. It's been amazing. And it's not easy out there. I don't know what I've interviewed hundreds of bands, and I'm just like, I don't, I wish there was a formula. I wish you could be like, oh, you got to do this, this, and this, and there you are. But
right,
it takes a hell of a lot of luck.
Ultimately, you do it. Yeah, you're right, man, and you do it because you love it. You know what I mean? And it was cool what you were talking about Plush. So I told Tim, I was like, all right, Tim, I was like, we need to do the Beauties and the Beast tour with Plush. Which I've met Mariah and Plush. I want to say it was, I don't know, some years back at Rocklahoma, and they're all super cool people, very talented musicians. You know what I mean? Much respect. So yeah, man. For us personally, we love to go out too with artists that are going to have a good time, and that are just there to rock out and do the same thing. So
yeah. Well, go and check Natala and the guys out. Papa John, when are you going to become a grandpa?
So as of right now, that grandbaby is due, I believe, June 10th.
Oh, wow. Just getting in the home stretch.
Yeah. So pretty soon, man. That's why I got to get the tattoo done before.
That's what I was just going to say. You better hurry and get that tat done before that baby arrives.
You're not exactly.
A couple
If not, it won't be fulfilled.
Well, Dark from Day One. Go and check them out. Go follow them. Go like them. Go check out all their stuff on YouTube and Spotify. And then go check out Prisoners, the brand new single and lyric video. Well, Redbeard, thanks so much, buddy, for coming on.
Thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate you, man. Holler at me if you need anything, or once we're up your way again, if you're able to come out, dude. Come out to the show.
You definitely will.
All
The
right.
Takeover.